been rocky from day one. And what I mean by that is she's
a mess.
Yeah, she grew up thinking that it's all about her. You know, my dad loved me the most.
No.
Grandma loved me more than
Grandma.
she loved her
Oh my God,
sons.
she used to play that.
You know, that kind of thing.
Forgot about all that. Why are you reminding me?
You know, she'd say all the negative things that my mom had, you know, maybe slipped out here and there. She made sure everybody knew what those were, so we'd feel downgraded by our own mother. At my dad's funeral, she came out and said it's no longer about the 9 sons.
Sorry.
About the 9 boys, that now it's about the next generations, meaning her.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, first of all, my parents' legacy was the 9 boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is my dad's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you can back this up later.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the right time to do this.
Dang, look at that. Just lean a little bit more further. We get some booty shot. Hey. Now you're too far back.
I know. All right, I think we're on everything. You can't hear now? The hell? I'm tired of you people telling me you can't hear. Would you let Dr. Dr. Ken? What's hard to talk about?
Nah.
The ghost is calling your name. There's no ghost in my house. I swear to God.
We're going to find out on Friday. Florentina's
are.
going to help us with that.
Yeah, we
Okay,
are.
Florentine, don't be telling me that you're seeing shit because I swear. I may bounce out on Friday.
Leave us.
I may miss Friday.
Bad five.
Fuck that.
Oh, you ain't leaving on
Oh
Friday.
my god.
Oh, you ain't. Okay, Juicy Bits is coming up.
I waited until you were in commercial to
Thank
knock.
you. I appreciate that. I didn't know if they did it.
Door's locked.
You guys fight it out.
We want me.
Yeah. Fight it out.
You're there.
You're
there.
Fight it out.
Stay there. Okay, stay there. Hey.
You okay with that?
Yeah,
Move.
Yeah. I did go to a funeral once. Hi guys, welcome back to Connections. Look, we've got somebody else in the building.
This keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I know. Hi, Dr. Kim.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Lindsay is with us. Our dogs here, all the dogs. Towards our feet. They're all smelling you like you basted in steak or something.
Sorry.
Must be that Publix chicken I had.
I was gonna ask, did you have a steak and cheese on the way in, man? Because I can smell it.
Is that what I was? That's Lizzie said. What? Have you met Lizzie before?
No, I have
I
not.
haven't.
Dr. Ken
Oh, yeah.
Beck, Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Yes, I'm always looking for a new baby's daddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, you know.
She's got 3 from 5 already.
Yep.
Ooh.
And
Cashing them checks.
so, we're talking about Juicy Bits right now. Michael Phelps has challenged Conor McGregor to a swimming race.
Get out of here. He is trying to ride this bandwagon. No, Michael, you're not.
All right, let me clarify one thing. When Michael did that whole against the shark, everybody thought it was supposed to be against a real shark,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
What was it? It was
like a computer generated
yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Such a lights out.
Yeah.
And I know Dr. Ken actually swam with the sharks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
done
did
that.
in the Navy and all. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I hope you swam away.
Well, sometimes you don't have that choice.
Yeah, like, sometimes they just float right around you. There's something
Yep.
you can do. So now the Irish fighter, who has yet to respond to Michael Phelps' invitation, but there's interest around a possible race. It's already grown. The Olympians' post has been retweeted about 35,000 times. Maybe we should try a
Yeah, I
challenge.
like the picture that they used on his tweet, and they've got the little rubber head on.
Yeah. Polo cap, yeah.
The one that gets me though is actually the meme, the one with Mayweather, boink, and the boop on the Johnson and the Cowboys. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
I haven't seen that one,
I
no.
can pull that one up here for you. They keep showing a million different ways time Sunday, but
You know what I noticed about that fight?
it was fake.
Yeah.
Beyond that, the Floyd Mayweather has not had advertisements on his trunks in years.
Well, that's because he's his own company.
But the final fight, he did.
Yes, he did.
I'm just kind
It
of
was called a
wondering.
cash grab.
It was a money grab.
Is that
That's
what
all it
he's
was,
doing?
always a money
Okay.
grab.
Oh yeah, the only one that made it, that really enjoyed that fight were the promoters and the IRS, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, who was it, the broadcaster, they have to give back some money because it crashed. There were a lot of people that paid for it that couldn't get it.
They couldn't get
Whoa.
So
the
the refunds, I mean, it's
Shut
a little
up.
boondoggle here going on.
Yeah, it was kind of a mess. Speaking of kind of a mess, we have a story of a twisted testicle.
Yeah,
That
Ooh,
is
yeah.
a mess.
Justin Bieber
Those are not fun.
What happened?
got a twisted testicle.
Ooh.
They are not fun.
Did they come off?
No, they don't come off, they just
It
get
just-
really big.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
I didn't know this
Ow.
even happened.
Oh, yeah. Bull riders get it a lot. That's why you usually have bull riders with only one testicle.
Ah, no. See, this is why we bring Dr. Ken in.
Man, you're the best. Where
So
were
how
you?
did this happen to him?
The
Do
Bieber?
we know?
Well, more importantly, it's a female staffer at the New York emergency room who's being accused of illegally accessing Mr. Bieber's medical file because he was admitted to the hospital. An injury related to his testicles.
Yeah, HIPAA.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, big time.
big time.
Probably.
I'm certified.
And the way he jumps around on stage, it could be easily occur that way if he wasn't wearing any kind of supportive devices under his pants.
Oh, you're right. And he slipped off the stage, but apparently he twisted a testicle playing soccer.
Yeah, that happens there too.
Soccer.
That's what they call it. That's
Well,
what
you know that dogs with the large cavities, they have the same thing with their stomach, but it's called bloat.
Oh,
They bounce
Cavities?
around too much,
In
and
their
then
mouth?
their stomachs twist.
Am I thinking of the wrong cavities?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Bieber playing soccer and get a dusty twisty.
I'm trying not to think of that.
Ronda
Playing soccer
Rousey and
with
her
Usher.
little nugget
Well, here we go.
have gotten married.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh,
Look
Travis
at that
Brown.
picture.
Look at pictures. Can you see how you got a little?
She's so cute. Look at
Yeah,
her.
Travis
Oh,
Brown
my
got
goodness.
married in Hawaii. Picture's not coming up on my page, but former bantamweight champion, Olympian medalist Ronda Rousey tied the knot with UFC heavyweight Travis Brown in Hawaii over the weekend. And they both shared their photos from the nuptials on social media.
They're so cute together.
I know they are. Oh, I'm coming soon. Hope she didn't pregnant already with a nut. But that is a cute picture. She looks really cute. I don't know my Asian day. Alright, so she told Ellen DeGeneres she wanted to have Brown's babies. What'd you say? Brown
What?
babies?
Wow.
Look, up to you, sir. What? Sorry. What?
So
You
seeing
Dr.
how-
Ken?
seeing how the Orient Express. Remember that? We were just talking about, I go take care of the little brown
I think
babies.
out of little brown babies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about this email spam attack and how you know that we've already been attacked several times.
Well, I checked out the website they gave us, but in one of the largest single data set of emails yet discovered, computer security experts have come across a spam list containing a pretty extraordinary 711 million email
Oh,
addresses.
come on.
So yeah, they give us a website here. It's have I been
PWNED.
owned but with a P
Yeah.
instead of an O. And so yeah, I went there and I checked out mine first, and I came up 3 times, 3 breaches.
Yep, and I came up 6, as you
She
said.
came
Yeah.
up 6.
Right.
She had one for Adobe, an Adobe issue. We both had one for MySpace.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
What?
Come
I thought that
on.
was gone.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no, it's still there.
because of the information they get, from that,
Yeah.
they could have had that information for several years.
Bitches.
So yeah, if you type in, you go to this website, haveibeenpwned.com, you can see how many times
People have tried to breach.
that you've been breached.
Hi.
Telling you to change your passwords.
Hi, Wendy, the socially slow adult. Thanks for joining us. Amanda, how y'all doing? We come back. Dr. Ken is with us. We're talking about not hating, letting go the hate on Connections. Oh, Ken. Oh, that's squeaky. That was not good.
Yeah, this one I need to oil the
Oh, okay, Wendy the recharge.
Alright.
Would you like, I've got some brandy out there, or Cornmore Seating.
Yeah.
A little kvasse is always nice, but
Gotcha, come on it. All right.
Oh, where it is, babe.
So August 30th, the year 580. Guess who was born?
Me.
Muhammad,
My
the
mom.
Arabic prophet, founder of Islam. Happy birthday, Muhammad. Also, birthdays today is Mary Shelley.
Ooh, Frankenstein.
Yes, the author of Frankenstein. She was born in 1797. She died in 1851. Also, birthday today is Ted Williams. You can still see his head somewhere.
Yeah.
He was born in 1918, 99 years ago.
Wow.
He died 15 years ago. Warren Buffett.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Yep, born in 1930. In 2008, they considered him the wealthiest person in the world. Although I don't agree with that, but I know he's up there.
VS, for very simple. COPD.
Cameron Diaz turns 45
Yes, very
today.
soon.
I know you're watching.
Just the process.
Cameron
That's
Diaz.
Well,
what's
she's not
up?
working, is she?
Oh, her sister is twin. You know she has a twin, right?
Really?
Who still has that same grill.
Cameron, yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
twin
No,
twins.
she's
She's a
like her.
twin.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that would kind of get me nervous a little
She's a
bit.
twin.
You see one so long without the other.
I know, it's kind of bizarre.
Charles Bronson died 14 years ago. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Death Wish, I think, 1,
Yep.
2, and 3.
He's always a badass. in
My
every
mom
movie he
loved
played.
him.
Yeah.
She was all
I
about
was more
Charles.
sad
Yeah,
when
he's
Jill
from the
Ireland
Pittsburgh
died.
area.
Definitely not a
Yeah.
comedian.
Hmm?
Yeah, definitely not.
I was more sad when Jill Ireland died. I think that was really the end of Charles Bronson. But I digress. All right, people. It's been an interesting week, Ken.
Yes. I can imagine.
Actually, it's going all right.
Did it all turn out?
That's turning out all right, yes. Even though the poking and contacting people sabotage.
But all the things that you said were gonna happen,
That happened just like you said.
almost in order.
Mhm. Yeah.
I kept saying,
Did say that was gonna happen. It's like, oh, yeah.
and then she'd go,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yep. Well, yesterday apparently nobody got any attention on Monday, so yesterday was a look at me day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey, stop.
Yep.
So I thought this was newsworthy. On this day, 38 years ago, President Jimmy Carter was attacked by wait for it,
What?
Peanut.
a rabbit
A rabid rabbit.
on a canoe trip in Plains, Georgia.
Bang! Yeah, right. It was a jackal.
I didn't know rabbits attacked anything.
Hey,
This
man.
is news to me.
How did the rabbit get in the canoe?
This is all not making sense to me.
Wait, I'm still getting another
Anybody
video.
wonder
Apparently, I was 4
Was
years
he-
old when this
Was
crap
he
was
in a
going on.
tree lying in wait?
Ah!
How big was this rabbit?
Yeah, really.
Lenny, what
Here
are
we go.
you talking about?
I look
One time
east,
they
I
got
look
without
at
the whole
some
Antioch.
Antioch.
Someone said there's a wolf next to Linda.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell the story about that child.
Because how do you get onto that, who you're watching there, the Facebook Live?
Go to Facebook.
Go to Connection.
Go to
Oh, wow.
Connections
You just
page
got
on
shot a
Facebook.
look for that. I want to let you know. You did look, yeah. Even though you're not socially fine, you did at least had that part out.
You go to Facebook.
I go to Facebook.
That was the
Yeah,
best.
that's good.
I know,
Go to
right?
Facebook, I-
Ken don't hold back.
Somewhere in here, there's Facebook.
Now search connection show and then go to video.
Thank you.
Connect.
Hello. Welcome back. Dead. Amy
I-
Winehouse.
I hate that she died.
Yeah. I think she had more to give us.
That's a good one too.
Hey, we're on Facebook right now, streaming live like we always do. Got a lot of people watching us. Connection Show, one word, facebook.com/Connection Show. We've got Dr. Ken with us today, but right now he's trying to be socially
So I'm trying to,
product.
after
Did you
trying
find
to,
it?
I think, I don't
Are you getting it? You got it?
Connection show. There you go.
Connection Show, yeah, there you
He's getting in there with the
I'm
Connections
getting close.
family.
go.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's pretty good.
Oh, you can
I
go to
don't know how
our
to
You-
work one of these
You can
things.
go to our YouTube page and watch us.
Yeah, Connection Show as well.
Yeah.
We're also on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, and of course Facebook, like we said. Ton of other social outlets, so just look for us. We're there. Or if you can't find us, just ask somebody. That's the way it is. Like today, I don't know where to get to your YouTube page. We'll help you. It's all
Okay.
easy enough. Dr. Ken is here with us tonight.
Yes.
Ken, it's so good to have you.
Oh, it's good to hear.
You know anymore you were wearing your headphones today?
Well, I can't hear through them anyway because they're not turned on, so.
Are they not?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'll make them work. There. Are they on now?
Okay, yeah, there you go. I can actually hear it.
Hey!
Yeah, all right.
I'll get back once I hit that.
Sorry. Oh yeah, we're doing that Luddite testing here. Luddite means they have no idea what the hell's going on in the technological world. Got it? We're getting closer? Okay.
Who knows?
So tonight we're talking about letting go of hate.
Oh, yes. Right now I hate my iPhone.
Yeah, we work on Android, most of us here.
I had an Android. Somebody asked me to switch. And
And you shouldn't have.
I shouldn't have. No.
I am not a Mac fan at all.
I hate Mac.
Here we are. Look at that.
There you go. You got my hate for the day.
All right.
Okay, yep.
So why do we hate in the first place, and why is it not good to hang on to that?
Well, there's a number of reasons why we hate it because it goes against. It gives us an ability to have an outlet for our anger, our rage, and it gives us the ability to, cleanse at times. Okay, you can purge yourself. So it's not actually a bad emotion. However, when you do hang on to it or you don't release it, then it can fester and swell and actually do a lot of physical damage to you as well as psychological damage.
Kind of like Justin Bieber's nuts.
Yeah, it gets
It
twisted.
gets a little twisted, yeah. It gets a little twisted.
That's painful.
And then it explodes.
So I've always noticed I work through anger, and I mean literally physically work. Like if I'm mad, I'll clean the house.
Okay.
Me
you know?
too.
So it's kind of a constructive
Yeah, same here.
release, right?
I masturbate.
Okay, that's constructive release. Well, at least a
But it
release.
depends on, don't do that angry because you might hurt yourself.
You might
That
twist a
happens too.
testicle.
See? Yeah.
Jack is asking if we can check the scores on today's Major League Baseball. No.
Yes.
No.
Boston won.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
you need to
That's
know.
really all you need to know. And Atlanta won. Okay,
Packers,
so-
Bronx were.
Letting go of the hate and the sorrow. So, I find that I don't like the word hate. I find it too strong of a word.
She hates that word.
She hates it.
No, I strongly despise. I dislike it. I'm not maybe I don't want to commit to hate. Maybe somewhere in my psyche I
So
think,
why are you blocking?
I don't know that I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want to say that I hate something. I can find, maybe I think my brain thinks I can find good in the bad, but.
See, I know exactly how you feel. I've been in the same emotion as you. I think what happened, like I said, what happened to me is once my son was born, it gave me every reason to accept the hate. It's like, no, I have a reason now, what you did to my son, you're dead to me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I always have with my kids. I mean, I'm the first person to throw my kids under the bus. Like if something happened at school and my kids didn't get a note sent home, I would call their teacher and go, "Are you sure that so and so wasn't involved? Because they're
I know my
kids."
people, see.
But then whenever I'd have some people turn on us or turn on my son or daughter, yeah, I mean, I'm talking like I wanted a fist fight like 12-year-olds.
Missy says, I always tell my son there's not enough room in our hearts for hate.
Aw, I love
Aw,
sexy
sweet.
Sadie.
I'm holding it all. We're good.
Brady says we need to have a show on Sunday and we'll just talk about football.
Yeah.
I'm there, man. I can
Let's
talk
do
about
it. I can
football.
talk football all
Well,
day.
you're tired.
I could talk football forever.
I
So.
could do Red Zone recap story all day long. Well, Dr. Ken actually owns an arena football team, the Kansas City Phantoms. So
Yep.
how's that coming along? Man?
Well, we're getting ready to start doing our tryout camps. Get ready for next year already.
Get ready,
It
Pete.
just keeps rolling.
No,
Yeah,
he said I
weird.
could try out.
Nice.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, they got an open tryout. That's always fun. Bring a camera.
Yeah.
I'm hating. No, and you have to get rid of the hate. You do.
You do.
But how do you do that? Like I said, I work through it with housework.
There are constructive ways to do that. Housework is one way, waxing the cars, doing yard work. There's all kinds of, go for a walk.
So dispensing
Just
energy.
dissipate it, allow it to
Yeah, because
discharge.
a lot of it is built up energy in you, and if you move
The
that, a lot
negative
of
energy is bad.
Sounds like
Very much.
masturbation seems like the
Well,
perfect
that's
way
how.
to go.
Again, you're right. You're right. Hey, Jax, how we doing? Does Dr. Ken know what blocking is actually?
Oh,
Just flashback to his vanilla self,
yeah.
not knowing the shocker.
Well,
Oh, the
but I
shocker.
admitted it though.
The
I'm
shocker.
willing to
You
learn.
know what the shocker
I had no idea.
But how
You
about-
never
Sorry.
did the shocker?
No,
I get
I-
that show retention from 2 weeks ago, and they still
Gotta
don't hold
love
that
that,
on you,
man.
man.
But now I hate two-fister. I can't be taught.
What's the
You-
phrase?
You will never look at Neapolitan ice cream the same ever again.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Do you know what? Remember the phrase though?
Which one?
2 in the pink, one in the stink.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a new best friend now.
Yay, Doctor! This is the first time that Dr. Ken and Lizzie have met.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of craziness right now brewing because they're getting to know each other and they're liking each other.
Right, and this is actually the first show in a while that there's been 2 men here.
Yeah. Well, I know.
That's-
Last night, that's Mr. Punchline is now seething. Wait, I was
Oh,
there.
no.
Wendy the Slow
You're
Dove
dead
is
to
offering
Mr.
ice cream
Punchline.
and chicken. Are we having ice cream and
Ice cream
chicken?
and chicken.
I don't know. That sounds good.
Buffalo chicken, maybe.
That was pretty good stuff. They had some over here for my birthday this past weekend.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, Lizzie takes care of business. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
So the psychology of hate, is it some sort of buzzing?
That says my diabetic alarm going on.
Are you okay? Need some sugar, brandy?
Probably gonna need some sugar.
Alright.
I got a Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I got a can
That'll
of
work.
dry.
That's not enough sugar. Dew would be good. Okay.
Ornament.
So
Here.
why do we have that? I think loathing is a big part of hate. That hating of yourself, and it just translates everywhere else.
Well, yeah, because misery loves company.
Well, I know
You know,
that.
if you're a miserable person, you want to see other people miserable around you. So it's quite easy to go around and make people feel your hatred and let it ooze out of you. But some people actually thrive on that.
Mm.
And then there are some people that don't know that they're doing it at all because it's beneath them to believe that they would do that because they're narcissist or they're bipolar.
Or
I hate
both.
those people.
Yeah.
Or passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a mixture of all, you really can't just put it down to just one or two things. There's a whole,
Sure.
you know, cadre of things that you can point to and say, okay, this is why this hate comes from that person or this hate comes from that person. But the best thing to do if you're feeling it is just to find a way to get rid of it healthily.
Mm. Wendy said, have cookies and cream ice cream and a Mountain Dew, Dr. Ken.
Okay?
And now everybody wants the Mountain Dew now. Shaking
We
up.
got some ice cream in there
Oh
too.
gosh, I can't do ice cream. It'll make
Chris-
my joints hurt.
Christina's listening to us in the UK. She says negativity is hate, Debbie Downer. I agree. And hate, we talked about it a little earlier. The reasons that hate comes about are complex. There are valid reasons for hating. There
Absolutely.
are wrong reasons for hating. But even so, you've got to work through that, I would think.
Yes.
If you, again, I can't say the word hate because I know, I look at someone, I watch their actions, and I say, wow, they're racist, or wow, they are bad business people, or whatever. But I can't muster up hate. I can only muster up dislike.
Well, pure and true hatred is rare.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, and I think it's a word that's overused. It's sort of like Ritalin. It's overprescribed.
Although I need it.
But you know, it's becoming commonplace now to use the word hate instead of what it meant, 50 years ago.
Okay.
When you actually said the word hate something, you actually hate it.
I would smite you.
Yes.
Mhm.
Isn't that connected, right?
Pretty
That
much,
whole
yeah.
biblical smiting, which is basically they expect the Lord to strike you down by it.
But
Yeah.
from
Yeah, all the Old Testament kind of punishments,
Yeah, the smoting.
I smite my knees.
I smite you. Lorraine wants to know if we should stay away from people that cause you to hate. Is that possible?
Yes,
yes,
that's what I do.
that's what I do, and
You-
I
you
think
just
it's very
don't tolerate
possible. You just
Yeah.
cut them out of your life.
That's the best way you can do
It
it.
really is.
Let's see. No, don't do it through drink, people. Come on.
And I don't mean with a knife.
Again, I'm checking the Interactive Connections family right now on the Connections Show feed that we're broadcasting live on Facebook. That is why you're getting so much input, and you're like, who are these other people? That's what they're doing. They're actually communicating on our live chat right now. And we have Dr. Ken with us right now. Stop talking about the damn Orioles.
Who?
Oreos.
Oreos.
Oh, I thought you were
Oreos.
another subject there.
Tammy said to say hi to Lizzie. Okay.
Hey, Tammy.
All right. So, if we feel threatened, perhaps by outsiders or people who we perceive as outsiders, this is something that's been conditioned in us since the cavemen, right?
Them damn Mexicans.
Close the damn circle because we hang out with only the people we can identify with, right? And it's a survival mechanism. But now that things have changed, why didn't we get rid of that hatred, that love and aggression emotion that causes hate?
Because everyone still has to have somebody to hate.
Sort of like the good and evil. If there's no bad, we can't tell good.
Yeah. And without the bitter, the sweet isn't as sweet.
Dang. Whenever he comes in, I learn stuff about myself. Frustrating, but true.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Just
That's
pointing it
probably
out.
why you're here, Dr.
Yeah.
Ken. Linda, you all right over there? What are you thinking about? I see your brain.
Well, yeah, I just, personally, I don't think I've ever had real hate in my heart.
Mhm.
But, you know, and you're right, Melissa, you said earlier that there are good reasons to hate,
Mhm.
but there's never a good reason to hang on to it. Because it just eats you alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
And from that comes evil and bad behavior and, you know, just
I can
not
see that.
everything negative. So you have to purge it. There's no real choice if you want to be happy at all.
Explain to me projection.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's where you take some of the things that are within you
Mm-hmm.
and your own mannerisms, your own idiosyncrasies that you don't like,
Right.
and you say, oh, they now belong to you, that person. Oh, look at that way that person's doing exactly what they're doing, but they're just pointing it out on somebody
So they're
else.
deflecting.
So as much as we
Projecting
are
that onto them.
attracted to people who are like us and who we may unconsciously not even realize that we're attracted to somebody because we have like or similar
Mhm.
ways, we project things that we dislike about ourselves onto other people to find a reason to dislike
hate them.
them.
Right, yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Damn, we's complicated mofos.
Yeah,
Hey,
we are.
wow.
The psyche
Pretty
is unbelievable.
brilliant. We just
Yeah.
don't understand
Yeah,
ourselves.
it's like a twisted testicle. It's kind of painful. Erin says she had to leave an 8-year relationship because of the negativity and how it was affecting emotionally and physically. But onward and upward, don't want to hate or feel pain.
Anymore.
No hate, just positive energy. It's a lot of work. Yeah, I
It
agree.
is, it is.
Shout out
a
to
lot of work.
Africa.
Yeah.
But
North
you're
Africa.
still gonna have hate. It's gonna happen, but you just have to, again, as Dr.
Just deal with it when it pops up.
Work through it, man. All right, when we come back, we've got all kinds of interesting things lined up for you, including the psychology behind why we hate and Kim Cameron. She's coming up
Ooh.
next. Yes, so you can talk dirty to her. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hang on. It's connections.
Indigo girls.
This is Connections, broadcasting live every night at 10
I
Eastern.
Yeah,
from
of course,
Africa.
Skype up here. What?
I'm from North Africa.
Oh, hey, from North Africa. Hi from North Africa. How we doing?
What's up, North Africa? That's why I did shout out to North
How about
Africa.
Can someone just pinch Dr. Ken's cheeks? He's very intelligent.
Aww.
Aw.
Isn't that sweet? I see a lot of new names on there tonight.
Hi, Cody,
Thank you
Hi,
guys.
Jack.
Here
Christine,
you go. Pinch my own cheeks. How's that?
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. Come on.
Tommy. It's Tommy's birthday on December 26th.
Yes, so I saw. Yeah.
Oh, that's good,
Hi,
Tammy.
Tammy.
Tammy
Hi,
says
Lily.
the one thing that she's learned and that she's been told is that whenever you hate someone,
Mhm.
you're the one who suffers because the person that you hate will still sleep at night.
Yeah, you're right. They're not
Very
losing any sleep
smart.
over you. That's freaking angry stuff there.
I think that's right in most cases.
That's true.
I do have a feeling that my niece probably hates me worse than I hate her. I don't really.
That's
I'm not gonna say it now, but I'll wait. It's not really hate, you know. It just feels like it.
yeah.
Well, I think it might be deep resentment and hurt from her basically not being appreciative of everything you try to do for her.
Because I mean, really, the only time it comes up is when either the word hate comes up. You know, and I
Yeah.
try to think of who's that closest person that I feel that way to.
Yeah.
And that's really the only time it comes up because
You there?
I've kind of come to terms.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure
Yeah.
can, sweetheart. Good. All right, cool.
Affirmative.
Did you hear that?
That was what? Robots in the room or what?
Yeah, that was one of our craziness going
That's
on.
what happens to Dr. Ken's voice when he drinks Kvassier.
Yeah. All right, kid, hang on there. We'll be right with you, girl. She's so damn busy. Oh,
Kim
Kim
Kim.
Cameron, yeah. What's going on now? Oh,
Lizzie's up there, but you can't see her. We need to get a stepping stool.
Jesus, you went crazy.
Hey, porn star Pete. You see that?
I love it.
You can see that one.
Yeah.
Sit
Why
and
don't I let
spin.
Spin. Hi, Wendy.
Did you guys see what she just did to me?
I
She fingered me.
Wow.
Sure did. All right, let me get,
Lizzie did what? Hashtag Lizzie did what?
Mercedes Joe.
Oh.
Did you want some of the soda or do you want some?
I have juice in here.
Okay, I'm gonna get some. So the sailor
I was like, I've got
ice
peanut
cream.
butter because I'm hypoglycemic, so my sugar drops, so I always
So
keep
it's mine
peanut
still
butter.
right now, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, do you need some peanut butter?
Not right now. The juice going.
I'm like, always carry peanut butter.
Where do you
Yeah.
carry the peanut butter?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to know. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
One of those ones that, puts peanut butter on your private parts and let the dog lick it off. I mean, not, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's fucked
I mean,
up.
we've all done that, right?
Are you projecting onto
We've
me?
all done that, right?
Are
I
you
mean,
projecting?
it's not just me, right?
No, I think he's deflecting.
We all know where the peanut butter is really big. I'm like, that's so fucked up.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, but you're thinking about it now. So
Yeah,
that's
Gotta be
it's
the cream
yeah,
and
it's
the
true.
crunchy.
I know, I'm like so sad that in 43 years I hadn't thought of that. Damn.
God.
It's gotta be the creamy, not the
You need to
crunchy.
get busy.
Yeah, you don't want crunchy.
You sure?
Yeah.
Crunchy would
Yeah,
seem
because
like it'd be
well, then
more
they'll start to
interactive.
chew. You don't want them to
Yeah.
chew. You don't want them to lick.
That's true.
I'm over here going.
They're horrible.
Brandon, we're talking about letting the hate go, my friend.
Or putting peanut butter on your private
Reed
parts.
says hate fuels your
Whichever
life.
comes
I hate you,
first.
I hate you. Tommy, I don't even know you and I hate you. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you. Thank you, great, love Tommy. Okay.
Wendy says she does too.
She
What
does-
do you do too? You put peanut butter on your
No,
private parts?
she does two as a number two. I don't wanna know anymore.
Oh, no. That's the one in the stink, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, from the
I
cheese.
see what's up. All right.
Okay. Next time, here we go.
It's Connections.
Is this a rehearsal or is this a taping?
Shh.
People who run this place are absolute idiots.
I really like not knowing what's gonna happen next.
Oh, dear baby. Welcome back to Connections. It's time for our favorite gal, you know. You know how it is, right? It's time for Cameron from Side Effects. Oh, you are Side Effects actually, right? I get so confused sometimes. Oh, where is she? There she is. Hey Kim, how you doing tonight? You okay?
Oh, you guys are going in and out tonight. Got a little bit of a connection issue, but.
Sounds like sex. Yeah. Why are we going in and out? All right. Well, we are here. I hear you.
If you can hear me, then I'm gonna just roll here.
Well,
And, tonight is all about the indies. These indie artists that I picked out, I recently met. I saw many of them perform in New York this past Monday night. Some of the songwriters are just incredible. Not only are these amazing indie artists, but the songs you're gonna hear, most of them are being submitted for consideration for the Grammys this year. So let's go ahead and begin with Sonia Hensley. She's been writing songs for films like The Cotton Club, What's Love Got to Do with It? You remember Glitter? Lots of TV shows. Her voice is really amazing. So I picked out this one song that is quite lyrically fun, and it's called In a Sentimental Mood.
ooh, we are all digging that.
I
Everybody's
like that.
getting on
Groovy.
that slow.
Sonya needs to do a Christmas album.
Yeah, for
yes.
real. I would so buy that.
Wow, that is so good. What do you get next for us?
Very cool. Now the next band is just plain fun. They remind me of like the True South, and we're all thinking about our Louisiana, Texas friends. So these guys, their name is Lightning Willie. I'm telling you, they're the real deal. I picked out a live performance song just so you guys can truly understand how great these guys are. This one is called Looking Out My Window.
Yeah. I'm an Irish jug band here, man.
Oh my god. Okay, I want to go to one of their shows. Lightning Willie and the
That's gonna be
Four
fun.
Boys. Yeah, that is good stuff right there.
I'd like to see them at Roberts in Nashville.
They did?
That'd be great.
They are so fun. Now I'm gonna take you. Now this is a different kind of fun. His name is Jim Alchin. He's a complete blues guy and a very serious guitarist. Now, what's funny is he began as a Microsoft executive, and he basically said, "Take this job and shove it." And you can hear it in his music. So let's go to Artificial Life. It's totally right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. Oh man, digging this.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah. I like that. That's whoa, that is good. Matter of fact, someone said Jim Beam and a couple of nice cigars, back porch, and a bug zapper, and I'm in.
And we're gonna end with a newbie. Kathy Tremonta. She's very fun. She's just released this brand new song, a brand new video. She's I would say EDM / R&B.
Mm-hmm.
This one is she's definitely like a message that I am going kind of hear me more.
Mm-hmm.
Live your life.
Okay, I'm waiting on the darn commercial, so hold on a second here. I don't know why that happened. But here we go. Live your life. Oh, there's the club part. Okay. I knew that was coming. Oh, yeah, that's how bad Live Your Life. Who's Mr. Big? I like that dude from Montana.
He's the biggest, Stephen Bacon, he is a producer and he, he's done a lot of fun stuff, very well known in the New York EDM scene.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so a little bit of indie splash this week. I'm getting ready, this next week for the Miami Family Expo, where my Secret Earth books are going to be featured.
Oh, cool. That's the kids' books, right?
That's the kids' books, and I'm going to try to put together my European tour dates. They're starting to come together, starting in October. But, today I've been running around doing balcony TV, which was so hot.
I saw some of the pictures. Those guys are pretty hot too that you were hanging out with today. Mhm.
For sure. And it was great fun, but I think I lost 10 pounds of sweat. But anyway, all of these songs and artists are going to be on my social media in case people want to go and look for them and download their music. Just go to sideeffectsmusic.com on my website. It'll be on the front page, or my Twitter handler, which is sideeffectsband. Or you can go to my Facebook, which is Side Effects and Kim Cameron. You guys have a fun show, and you gotta stop eating, man. Just let it go.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. Kim Cameron, we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for being on Connections.
Bye.
See ya.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to
I love
change your
it.
sex life?
Yeah,
We got some
Thinking
people
about it?
on our
What if we can promise you
media
the
that are
same
pretty messed
results
up.
for less than
Yeah.
$3 a
Christine,
pill?
yeah, what she needs
$20
help.
a pill for
She's
the
big
other
help.
pills.
She's what
You're
she
getting
call
taken
herself,
to
a
the clinics. Our
transgender
pills deliver
lesbian.
the exact same results for less than $3.
I don't know what that means.
How'd that happen?
We're still trying to figure out. I forget. I have to ask every time, and she always.
Okay, so she was a guy, then she became a woman, and now she's supposed to be employed. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Christine, are you still watching us right now? Time here is 11 o'clock, by the way. So okay, what do we got?
Where's she at?
She's in England,
England.
I think. Christine, where are you? Where are you residing? I know you were like from Jamaica or somewhere down in the islands, and now you're up here. Ken's here. We can always redirect the show.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. So,
Either that or call her off shop.
yeah,
She's got some issues.
yes, yeah. She comes. She
You from England, do ya?
she calls the show, or not calls the show. She's on a lot with us. She's been coming on for the last month or so.
And he
Yeah.
said, are you from England? Yeah. I hear, are you from England? And then Spanish day. That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah?
It's like, why is he switching languages? Shut up. I listen to 2 languages at one time, all day,
I know.
okay?
Why does the guy in the back?
Lo siento.
Hey, you just tuned in, Brandon. The guy in the back does have a very nice personality. He's just not saying anything at the moment.
Hey, stop calling me a guy.
Hi, Joe. How you doing, Joe boy? When do you love our show? Jack says, what is the first line in the Jefferson's theme song? Oh, come on, moving on up.
Well, moving on up
To the east side, to a deluxe apartment in
the
the
sky.
sky.
Moving on up.
Oh, and somebody out there asked why I don't dance.
Uh,
Okay, all right. Every time I start to dance,
Because he looks like
no,
this.
they start to pledge.
oh
Oh
no.
my God, we've got to fix him. There's something wrong. I need my own telephone.
One of Jerry's kids.
People call 911 when he
It's
dances.
bad.
They think he's having a seizure. This is us. This is us. This is us.
Sit back and enjoy the ride, boys.
Mhm. I know I played this last night, but I really liked it. It was fun, so I'm gonna play it again. Cause yeah, that's why. Thank you.
I need money.
I'm trying to figure out what Wendy's writing on the internet here. She wrote, "We will rock you, suck you, pick you up, and drop you."
Rock you,
Sounds
sock
like
you.
lyrics.
It's not suck you, it's sock you.
Rock you will
Sock
suck
you.
'em.
Rock 'em, sock 'em, cowboy.
Straight.
Somebody wants to know if I'm a real doctor.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
really is.
I actually am, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Ken
Yeah.
Behek is a real
And I
doctor.
can attest to the fact that he knows what he's talking about.
And I'm
Yeah.
a real porn star.
What? What?
You had to go there, huh?
That real white trash.
All right, we're getting ready to kick off our show. Got another hour filled with fun, frivolity, and you might even learn something.
Scary when it
We're
happens.
talking about hate. It's connections. You guys. Please. Oh man. Okay, so did Christine ever answer?
No, I didn't see it.
She must have gone
Allie,
off.
She off.
we need you to create NFL connection show for after football games with the scores. Let's see.
Hey, Joe boy.
Question
Things
for
are
the day.
well.
Mary's mother has 3 children. One is named Nickel, the other is named Dime. What is the name of the third child?
Penny.
I don't know. Penny?
Another question for the day. Mary's mother.
Isn't it? Well, there's Don. It's the name of the third child.
Quarter. Joe was a quarter.
Yeah, makes sense.
Quarter? Joe, what's the first line to Golden Girls? Oh, come on. Thank you for being a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Travel.
The name of the third child is Mary.
Why?
Because this is Mary's mother has 3 children.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
No, I wasn't Mary. I only saw the mother. I didn't see Mary. Okay, that makes more sense.
Dang it, Joe boy. Got us again. Dang it.
No, he didn't. He didn't get me.
Starting to feel like Wile E. Coyote over here.
He didn't get me. Try again, Joe. Give me something else. Come on.
Acme products.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
I
I probably won't get it. That'll be the only one I get for the
Oh, yeah.
day.
I gotta have multiple choice.
That's perception show.
Well, you know why I got that? Because I taught the SAT and you had to teach how to read
Stupid
these
trick
stupid
questions.
And so the answer's in there if you just look for it.
I study IQ tests too, so I can get really good at them.
Linda, are you a hater? I said Linda.
Hate
I
that
hate
question.
her. No.
Clearly. Clearly. Yeah, you got a hate story for me though, right?
Full of hate.
Who wants races? You mean Reese's?
Reese's. Reese's. Thank God there's an F in front of it.
Have you seen the meme where they got the white guy and he's carrying the black guy out of the storm, and they say that there's some KKK guys are stealing perfectly good black guys.
No,
I
you
used
better
to
be
be a
wearing a
hater.
Trump hat.
And then I realized it was a waste of my energy.
Connections is relationship radio.
I'm serious. Serious as a heart attack. I was like a God hater. No, a real hater.
Really?
Why God, I hate you. Yeah, it's so much tragedy early in my life. I honestly thought I was being picked on, and then I realized it was just challenging to make me a tougher person and
There you
a
go.
survivor and stuff. But even so, I really did.
I thought they were picking on you too.
Yeah, it's a little rough, thanks. No, but I did. I was like, I'm going to hate God. Why?
I want answers.
Well, welcome to Connections. That's Linda. I'm Melissa Fox. Lizzie said, "What is here tonight?" And Dr. Ken.
Yes, I am.
Oh, right. I know.
No.
Right? And 4-star Pete.
You know, I used to get that way
Yeah.
for a very stupid reason though. Playing tennis.
Oh God, when your
I
dad
get-
would beat you.
Yeah, I get so angry and I look up at the air and I'd say, if you're real, you wouldn't do this to me right now. He's 69 years old and I have not beat this man
He
yet.
was, yeah, it wasn't until they started to fail.
69.
Yeah, yeah.
Was the year I beat him.
Yep, 69. I know that. I remember that used to be a very big cause of anger. So, tonight we are talking about a lot of stuff, mostly about hate. It is good for the soul, though. That's what we're being told here tonight. It's being good for the soul. You have to let it go,
Yep.
but hating is good for you in a way, okay? Because it puts things in perspective, I would think. Hating everybody, hating people, everyone sucks. Those are the things you probably said once in a while. Some people say it once a day or
Yeah.
think it. I don't. I don't know. Till I wake up happy in the morning, it drives people crazy.
Yeah.
Do it. Just go ahead. Just say what you're gonna say. I saw it.
Oh, no, you do. You wake up pretty happy in the morning. Just go ahead.
Well, I know, but I'm like,
Yeah.
screw you.
Life is good.
Well, there's a lot of people out there talking about how they don't hate God, they just not a fan of him or anything like that. But it's sort of like hating God is sort of like hitting a heavy bag.
Mhm.
The heavy bag doesn't care.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
they'll still hang around for you,
Oh,
they'll still be
yeah,
there for you.
yeah.
You know, same thing.
Yeah,
So-
but see, I'm just not one of those people that utters those phrases about hating people or hating everyone or
Yeah.
think everything sucks. I just don't look that way. But a lot of people cannot help but utter those lines because frustration, because impatience, because things are just sometimes all too freaking real. You know?
But as I said before, though, true hate is not what we're using today.
No.
You know, it's been reduced down, watered down, and you know, and it really doesn't apply the way it did years
See, and
ago.
that's why I say I can't really commit to using the word hate. I could say I
I
dislike.
commend you for that. That's pretty awesome.
Not really a despiser either, because I get maybe because I see I'm empathically and I also see through people a little more as to where those things, those actions, those behaviors are rooted. I give people not a wide berth, if you will, but rather I get it.
Because a lot of people, the way they act towards you is because of things that they've either been through in their life, and that's what I was saying to Pete, I think, during the break is, you know, the reason why you're upset with this person so much, and the way they acted out, is it because, and that's what I always taught my kids whenever they would come home, and they would be mad, and they'd be like, oh, Johnny did this to me, and I'm like, well, do you know what their home life is at this moment?
Put yourself in Johnny's shoes. Johnny
Because
doesn't
of-
have any shoes.
Yeah.
Oh well, there you go.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Sorry, it happens. But you know, you're right. If you can see things from other people, and I'm good at that, like looking into the window. No, wait, that's peeping Tom. I'm good at seeing things from other people's perspectives.
Right.
So a lot of times I get where the anger or where the actions are rooted. Other times I'm totally blindsided though. And I'll be the first one to admit that. But feeling helpless or hopeless, sometimes that can lead to hate. Again, we talked about projection. We don't mean that we actually hate people, do we? Dr. Kent, do we when we say that?
No, we really don't. But it's again temporary emotion.
Okay.
It does pass.
It's
if
kind
you
of like,
allow it.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Not really gonna kill
not
you.
gonna kill you, but
Right.
you know, I felt like I had to say that to show you exactly how upset I am
Right.
at this point in time.
Right.
Like I said, we've just lost the use of the English language, and with the meanings of those words have been watered down too much. You hear them too much too often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you said I'm gonna kill you to a guy in the 1300s,
It's a
Yeah,
duel.
it's
that's
on.
Yes.
He's gonna draw his sword and do the death, sir. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Well, hate makes us feel better.
Yes, it does.
It really does.
It can. It can also be very cathartic. You know, you can get yourself worked up to the
Oh, yeah.
point where, you know, you finally just explode,
Mhm.
and then afterwards it's like, oh, yeah. Now,
Oh,
try
that's
to
sex.
stay angry. Try to stay angry.
At me. Try to say angry.
Just try to stay angry. I mean, at that level, to where you are really intensely angry.
It gives me a headache.
It'll give you a headache,
Yeah.
and it'll wear you out, and it
Yeah.
burns up a lot of energy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It makes you want to go to bed.
It makes you eat bad food,
Revenge.
Yes, makes you make bad decisions.
bad
Yeah.
decisions.
You want
Now,
revenge.
So let's
drive
flip the
terribly.
coin. Let's flip the coin.
Okay.
Can how happy can you be? Can you
Nice.
stay happy all day?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much.
Sure.
Hell no.
And not even really appreciate it too.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't let people pee in my Cheerios.
Yeah.
I don't. I really. And there are folks out there that try really hard.
Yeah,
And, they're a little
And Archie will do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Archie, yeah.
If he finds her Cheerios, it's over.
That's why I don't take my shoes off in the studio anymore,
Do
because I
not
find a little wet surprise in there after my show. So.
All right. So the chance that no one hears you when you're yelling, "I hate people," it's probably a good thing, but it still makes you feel good, Pete. But hate also makes you recognize and appreciate things that you do that, you know, that don't come easy for others. Maybe. You know.
Yeah.
And it takes a maturity level to realize not that you're the smartest one in the room. No, wait, that's not it. It's the maturity level is to realize that everyone's not as smart as you are, and not getting annoyed at those people.
Mhm.
That's how you
It's
realize.
okay to be smarter than everybody else. Just don't remind them of that fact.
Right, right.
I think it keeps you in check.
Oh yeah, yeah. Makes you push yourself. I could see that, sure. Because being complacent, certainly that breeds mediocrity, and that infuriates the hell out of me. I hate people that just talk and don't do anything. And complacency and just, I'm happy and everything's gonna fall into place, and you know, unicorn farts and rainbow curves.
That not work for it.
Well, it's that, you know, not that I'm obviously religious, but I think this is, you know, somewhere in the Bible where they say, you know, this boat goes by and that, you know, Jesus is gonna, you know, come by with this boat. And so this boat goes by people just watch it go, and eventually, you know, it leaves. And people are like, well, I thought we were supposed to be safe here.
Mm.
Well, you know, you gotta wave the boat down. I probably said this all wrong, but you
No,
know,
you got the gist.
yeah, you gotta wave this boat down. You gotta, you know, swim to it, get up
Correct.
out to it or something. You gotta work for it. You know, so it is frustrating when you see somebody say, you know, you know, just let it happen. It's the universe.
What he had meant to say was, if you want a boat and God sends you, you know, wood and nails and a hammer, and you don't make a boat, it's on you.
Right.
Yeah.
That if Noah would have never, you know.
Put down the bottle.
What's with the wood, God?
Hi.
Where's my boat?
Christine is listening to us online along with a myriad of other people at facebook.com. She says, I have a deep hatred for a certain person.
And what? I'm listening.
I struggle with forgiveness. I don't dwell on it, I don't act on it, but still I cannot forgive.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know.
That's-
I know that feeling. It's hard.
And
Well,
you have to
it's
be careful because that will build so much animosity.
But let me ask the question, are you in the business of forgiveness?
That's not my job.
That's not her job either. Hers is to forget.
Yeah, that's pretty wise.
Do you know it's liberating to let go of people?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You should have seen our show on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Wow! Oh my God! I mean, people are still right, man. That was the best show we ever had. So I don't know what show was on. Yeah, and it was. We had a good time. It was liberating.
I'm free. I'm finally free.
Keep in mind, if you're not losing friends, then you're really not growing up. Okay? Because right now our priorities start to shift. As you get older, they do. And some people who may have played a major role in your life at that time don't fit in right now. Not so good anymore. Square peg, round hole.
Yeah, I'm sort of experiencing that.
Yeah, well, you're not.
And I'm glad you said that because I felt really guilty. I was like,
touch phone.
yeah, am I doing something? Am I being bad?
You're
Like, it's a
an
bad friend.
No, it happens.
You know, it's just that we're in very different places right now.
It does happen. It does. So speaking of being in very different places, it's natural to admit your true feelings. We're gonna watch Lizzie stand on her tippy toes and try to plug the charger into our YouTube.
I hate you
connection.
all.
Yeah,
I hate you all.
There goes the phone.
Oh,
Mike
biscuits.
almost bit the dust there.
Oh,
Take
there
a break
we go.
while Lizzie busts up the entire Connection Show studio.
Well, you know, between my
I see Christine came back.
Yeah, she's around.
Yeah.
let's see.
We'll get her information.
Everybody, yay! Jesus.
She get it? Yay! She got it. You got it. You fixed it. Okay.
So the joke goes, that the guy was sitting on the roof of his house, and people go by,
Oh,
you
we're
know,
on.
with a boat.
No.
My God will save me. Pretty
What
soon,
you're saying
somebody goes
is
by,
that-
well, first was a raft, then it's a boat. Then he's on top of the house, waters all the way up, helicopter lowers down the ladder, looks up, says, no, my God will save me. Guy dies, he's up there and goes, how could you do that to me? He goes, I sent you a raft, a boat, and a helicopter.
Yeah, that's like the lottery one I tell you about. Where they say, and Lord, please let me win the lottery. Another week goes by, it doesn't win Powerball, it doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah, I
let me
apologize. That
win.
was my best shot at
Finally,
Bible
Lord looks down and he
quotes.
says, help me out.
It's not my forte.
What that lady, huh? 735 million or
Oh,
something?
yeah, right?
Quit her job when she checked the ticket. Checked it at lunchtime, went, oh my gosh, I quit.
I would've.
Done it in a heartbeat.
All right, the inmates are running the asylum now.
That's it, all right. What can we do? What can we do?
What can we do?
Yeah.
You know the messages.
Hey, you done broke my phone.
Wes Craven died 2 years ago.
Wes
On this
Craven?
day.
Oh,
Really?
Freddie Krueger.
Yeah, and we
That
just
was-
lost Toby Lesky, the guy that did the chainsaw and all
Thank
that
you,
thing.
sweetie. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It was ahead of his time and some of that stuff. What,
Yay!
76? Was that what chainsaw came out? 78? Something really low.
77, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
Just graduated when that came out.
yeah, it was a really good movie. Well, I mean, well done for terror and effects.
It was also 2 years ago that Kanye West announced that he is running for the 2020 presidential race.
Ooh, there you go, that's.
Yeah, that's a caper.
He did it on the BMA Awards, out of all places, really?
Alright.
That goes to show you where his mind's at.
That was after you got up there and hooted all over Taylor Swift.
By talking about the chick that won the lottery.
Yeah.
A friend of mine went through and added her all to her family photos saying, look, it's Auntie Maeve. That's what we call her for sure. Look, she's at the birthday party. There she is at Christmas.
Jesus.
Joe boy, what was the answer? I know it's not 66.
What's the question?
I lost that.
Okay.
Where? I gotta find it again. So hard, it goes so fast, so fast, so fast. Joe boy asked a question about how many people were at the party if everyone shook hands. Joe. Nobody is doing that very well. Joe boy, ask it again. I can't figure it out.
We were thinking about our Houston brothers and sisters. Hope everything is going well over there. Ironically enough, it is your birthday, Houston. 1836, you became the city.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do me a favor, people. Don't forget about the rest of the cities around outside of Houston are doing.
Oh, yeah, just as bad.
Oh, there's other cities?
Yeah, I know, it's really weird.
No, a friend of mine has lost his ranch where he used to go hog hunting.
Oh, no.
It's like 5 feet underwater.
Yeah, I was gonna
right
say,
now.
everything is so deep now under the water.
But they built their house up on a little bit of an elevated slab. It didn't help
Mhm.
because it's 5 feet water. But the downstairs, they left the floors just concrete.
Okay, just go back.
Does anybody know what the hell is going on?
Come back, Rick. Oh, yeah. Oh no, this could be bad. Let me see what I got here. Maybe not. That was Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. The slow
Nice.
adult.
That was beautiful.
It really was good.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yep. Send us a message if you like. And no swears though, because I never know what the heck. I just, random. I could get caught in the drawers now. We got Dr. Ken with us tonight. I'm Melissa
I'm
Fox.
over here.
Lizzie said, "What is around?" Linda Ding is floating about the building, and porn star Pete. Ooh, why do haters hate you?
I get this feeling that a lot of people think that,
You're a
maybe-
misogynistic bastard.
yeah, I guess that, I kind of show, I show that I lack emotion, even though I don't think I do.
I don't think you lack emotion. I just think you hide a lot of
Hiding,
your emotion.
He keeps it deep seated.
Yeah, I try to keep a straight face all the
You have a
time.
great poker face.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get
I
real.
get that a lot.
Because I hate coming to you with ideas because you're just sitting there like,
Okay.
I know, I'm starting to figure out nobody wants to come to me with ideas because they're afraid of the stupid face I give them afterwards.
I think people hate you because you have something they don't.
yes.
Sometimes it's stupid. It's just dumb because maybe they're realizing life is unfair. Okay. Or that some people can have things or do things in life that other people can't. So they hate you. They just hate you. Haters can't figure out why they lack the things they lack.
Haters.
Yeah. Or how they can get the things that they want. They don't know how to do that. They can't figure it out. So what happens? They hate. They become angry individuals. And then to try and cope with all this sense of frustration, how's it come out? Hate. And then they put it on you, which we talked about, which is their feeling of inadequacy, basically, and inferiority. They compare themselves with others, and they don't measure up. What are you going to do? They hate you because they think you don't deserve it.
Yeah, but really, do you have enough time in your life to sit there and hate somebody because
Let me clarify, I
You
don't
don't
care
feel-
what other people think.
exactly.
But no, there are people out there who look at fame, your popularity, your friends, your career, things that you've done, Dr. Ken, and they think
No.
you are not worthy.
I am not. I get that every day.
Because they're only looking
You got
at
it
things,
easy.
surface.
Yeah.
Surface level. They don't care how hard you may have worked behind the scenes, put in all that time and sweat equity and everything, your sacrifices, worries, fears, pain.
Anybody can get to where I'm at, just go to school for 17 years. That's
Right.
all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's all.
Did a career, an entire career in the Navy. Go and do stand-up comedy on a myriad of stages. Throw your voice, do a morning radio show. And then, because they're superficial like that, they don't give you the credit.
No.
But they hate you because they think you don't deserve it. They don't want to lose you though. See, that's another reason why they hate you.
Mhm.
They
Sounds
see things as a
familiar.
competition, yes. Who's more popular? Nobody's listening to me. Who's richer? Who has more friends, more dates, a better job, blah, 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 blah. And they want to win.
Mhm.
If there's a game, if there's a pain, if you have a headache, their head's falling off. That's the top this thing.
Oh, I hate those people.
Hate the type of that.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And if they can't top you, that's where the hate will come in and they'll try to tear you down.
And so then I'll beat you down. Exactly. See, haters also don't want to hear that things are going well for you.
Of course not.
Mm-mm.
That's the worst thing
So
they
that's
want.
probably the best time to call them and tell them.
Exactly. Hey!
Guess
Guess
what? I got laid. I got
what?
laid.
No,
It was an 8.
Their eagerness to do better than you isn't even based on how they feel, their zealousness towards life or anything. It stems from their fears of losing you and then being seen as a failure in their own eyes. You walk away, oh, you failed.
And it's weird because I kind of use this fuel to be more ambitious, I guess, sometimes. When I know somebody's wanting to see me drown, it's like that's when I sparkle the most,
Yeah.
shrinkle the most. Shrinkle.
Trinkles. That's Kim Cameron, she made that up. Shrinkles. I told her it sounded like some guy's excuse when they go in the pool and come again.
I got the
Shrinkle.
shrinkles.
Shrinkle syndrome. So another reason why people hate you is because they can't get over the past. Maybe you guys had a thing in the past. You were close friends, but unfortunately,
Wow.
or maybe you were lovers and things didn't work out the way
Yeah.
they were planned or expected. So no closure maybe for whatever issue there was between the two of you. Whatever it is, this hater of yours is still bitter about the past. See, he or she still can't get over it. They're unable to forgive you. Not yet. Maybe after some time, that troubling affair quietly slips out of their mind. Probably not, because the grudge is still buried deep inside. And whenever they get reminded of you, the emotions will run wild again. And then the nasty comments, the passive aggressive crap.
Oh, I hate the passive aggressive crap.
I think passive aggressive is awesome.
I was crucified. Crucified, I tell you. Would you stop beating everybody? Who let her loose on the sound effects buttons over there?
Hey,
She's
you're
got the
one
big
who's-
buttons is what she's got there.
You set her
Big
up.
button box.
Just saying, it was right over to my right, and you done
I
moved
know.
it to my left.
I know.
Hola.
I want to tell you, there was a post that I saw yesterday, and I had to respond to, but the post just set itself up with a backslap. It said, "I get crucified for doing the right thing. That speaks volumes."
To
I
which
responded,
she responded.
"It speaks volumes that you thought it was the right thing."
I love it.
I do too.
You know, a lot of people hate you because they have nothing better to do in life except go out to lunch with you. You should take pity on them, really. Because for them, aside from surfing the Facebook and Tumblr 5 hours a day and stalking, your Twitter page and posting hateful comments or what underhanded or YouTube videos, they really don't have anything else to do with their energy.
That was one of the things that I was accused of, basically, is that I had no real friends, that they were all fake friends on Facebook. I'm like, really? This is why you don't like me? Because you think I have fake friends on Facebook? Is that a reason to not like somebody?
How do they know all those people are fake or real?
Because maybe they have fake friends themselves, and they're just projecting that onto you.
Well, it's like,
Ooh,
you
good call.
Dang, you said something smart tonight. Dang.
Woohoo, look who's here.
I mean, I got 300 relatives on Facebook alone.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Keep in mind, one of the reasons haters hate you is because their life just ain't as great and as exciting as yours. I mean, you're living the dream.
living the dream.
Living the dream! Oh, that they need attention.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone want to hate all about the dance. Woo!
Oh, no. Facebook.com/connected show. Wow. Joe Boy, I said 11 a long time ago. Was that incorrect?
It's 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah, 10 plus 1.
Okay, I was close. Again, trying to read it, do the show
I
and
know.
math.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it flipped by so quick. I said 11, but 12. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew there had to be one more in there somewhere. I was not missing it.
Squares or-
You do the quadratic equation.
Yeah, I just didn't have. I
It's
couldn't.
the only time I've ever known how to use the quadratic.
What it is.
It's the only thing I ever used was that problem.
Is that question?
Woody's getting all grumpy.
Who's grumpy right now?
He's grumpy at Archie.
Again.
You can also do it just by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 until you get to 66. And that, and count the
And then count
integers,
up how
that's
many.
11, then you add one more for yourself as well.
Yeah, all I do is subtract it. I by hands, don't I? 66 handshakes was 33 people divided, yeah, and I lost the extra one in there. And again, I was doing everything at once. And
It's okay.
thank you. I was pretty close. I did put 11 plus 1 with the guy that can't shake his own hand. Okay, right. So Joe boy, at least I suck at math. I'll be the first to admit that. Shiny thing, squirrel.
And about
Well, I said 12 a long time ago, and Joe told me I was wrong. I said, no.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, it's just okay. I saw the 12, and then I was seeing 10 and all kinds of.
No.
In about 10-15 minutes, we're gonna have our artist of the week, One Last Embrace. Fronted by Angelina Lopez. Really, really good stuff. You get some hardcore stuff, great singing, love it.
Hi, Poppy. Wait a minute. Here it is. Right? That's the way to do it? Okay, good. I'm good.
Shocker. So we've been playing One Last Embrace. We played them on Monday, we played them on Tuesday.
I'm good.
We're getting a lot of love. We love them here. That's why we're playing them. Brought to you by the Queen of the Scene. She's been very, very good to us with these musicians.
She's been very, very good to us.
Very, very good.
Very, very good. Need attention. Haters are most afraid of silence
Yes.
because they feel their existence when they know that you heard their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I shouldn't have talked about my niece today.
See what happened on Tuesday. That whole look at me shit.
Personal tax
Yeah,
taxes,
basically-
call a tax doctor right now.
Basically,
We can
you went
save you up
online
to
and said Connection
75%
Show
if you
is no longer
qualify,
associated with
guaranteed
real
you pay
radio.
nothing. Call right now for a free
Called all of
detail.
our sponsors, people like yourself, texted them, told them
800
not inaccurate
215
statements.
418.
At the same time saying he's no longer with the show, kind of like assuming this
Yeah,
is
throwing it out
all
there.
together.
Call Glenda.
Dish
Told you,
Dish
you knew
TV is
that.
better than
Call
cable
Glenda, told her the show was
Why?
kaput.
Because
Glenda
you
then
can
tried to
save
call Joe Boy,
45% on
said,
packages
hey,
compared to
you're
your
on
high
the sponsor,
cable
and
bills.
then
Wow.
found out
Take those giant
after the
scissors
fact
out
that
and
it
cut
wasn't.
the cable and save.
And call
Dish
back and
TV,
apologize.
Plus,
It
you
was-
get a free DVR upgrade to record your
Yeah,
favorite shows
he
and
called
free installation.
Premier, who
With Dish
was never his
Anywhere, you can
account,
watch
lost that
TV
account,
for
his
free
friend.
on your mobile device. Act
Yeah,
fast.
I mean-
You can save hundreds of
Look at me,
dollars.
look at me, look
Does
at
your
me.
cable company do that
And then he
for
woke
you?
me up at 7:30 this morning and asked some questions that were irrelevant.
Best TV
We're
program
already
at your
negotiating,
fingertips
so
at a fraction of the
I basically have
price of
everything.
cable TV. So say
We
adios.
talked about except for mixing sexy, which I
Goodbye
really
to the
don't.
high cable
Yeah.
bill and
But
save
also
up to
you troll that too.
45%.
Man, what a great story.
That was so
Woo!
awesome. I can't even.
It's all about letting go,
Actually,
which
I
we're
had
fixing to talk about next.
I got the lottery tickets numbers and you can't have them. All right. Anyway, we're back. It's all good. Aviation storekeeper and Craps's panties coming up.
Show already in progress.
Does everybody know what the hell is going on?
2 words. Crotchless panties.
Anyone? I know you know what it is. Well, Temptations taking us back in. It's called Ball of Confusion. One of my favorites.
Love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see, I almost got dancing.
I know. That's a white boy dancing.
I'm telling you, it's scary.
It's just a real comment about the state of times. It's a parenthetical song too. That's what the world is today.
Parenthetical. Ooh, big words.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah, as well. I try. Hey, Lizzie, how you doing?
use your tongue prettier than a.
Prettier than that. Yeah,
I didn't even lisp.
That's Linda Nunez. Dr. Ken is with us tonight. We love it when you show up. And Thornstar Pete.
How you
Look
go?
at that.
Dude, there's a lot of testosterone in the room tonight.
When did
Yeah,
he get
not used
here?
to this.
Wow. He's been here. How do we let go of anger and hate? We need to do it. We need to
Oh,
do
gosh.
it now.
Yeah.
Before it burns us up. I mean, again, I learned how to constructively release my anger, but a lot of people don't know how.
A lot of people self-medicate.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, they do, and that's one of the ways they deal with their hate.
Yeah, I see that.
It's just a
Sometimes,
lot easier to go out and exercise, to do something useful and constructive with it. You got that energy, do something good with it.
he's right, because, you know, sometimes I have been so angry where you get to that point
Get caught
where
up.
it's that snap that they talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I had that, and you know what I did? I dashed out the front door and ran down the street as fast as I could.
I've
and
broken my wrist.
You run until
felt-
you're just so tired, you can't be that angry
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, you
know?
can't think about it.
The nice thing is it doesn't last.
Braid said,
Exactly, it's very quick.
Braid said, he is so hateful, my connections family. I'm so hateful that I called the cops on my next door neighbor on a drug bust. Not because it was the right thing to do, but because I was jealous of all the money they were making. So, let's see, oh yeah, Joe Boy's still mad because we got the question right. Joe Boy's on our Facebook Live feed at Connection Show. Support our sponsor, by the way, yourcomputersolutions.net. And he's asking math questions at this time of night. And we're actually getting it right. You got it right, Dr. Kenny was like, no, that's not correct. I was off by an hour ago.
Yeah.
And people are still trying to answer that.
Yeah.
Yes, Wendy, I got your video with your mad dance moves. Thank you.
Just tell everybody go find the quadratic equation. Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Look, Buddha said you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger.
Yes.
That's true. It hurts you.
Because it's merciless. Anger leaves you torn up inside. Your head pounds, your jaws start to lock. Your muscles are even screeching every inch of your body. Is like got that electric shock that shoots through. I get it in my arms sometimes.
Well, like one of our Facebook family members said, you lose sleep. The other person doesn't lose sleep, but you lose sleep.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You can't eat asleep, function like a rational human being. You've got reason to be afraid of unleashing a screaming monster known as rage. Okay? Because you're afraid you'll lose control, lash out, maybe even retaliate.
You ever had road rage?
Yes. I threw my Pop-Tart at someone once.
You did, I remember, on the Maitland Exchange.
It
Was it? Did you toast it or was it just out of the
It
bag?
was just out of the
If it was
bag.
toasted, that's a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Those edges become
It's
pretty
not.
sharp.
It's like a ninja
But
star.
somebody reported it, and she ended up having to read it on the news, on the radio,
Yeah.
and it was me.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's hilarious.
That was funny. Well, it happened to Lake Destiny, so.
Yeah, right there in the Maitland Exchange.
Right there in the Maitland Exchange.
And now it's even worse because they're doing all the construction in that area. But before it was like, you took your life in your hand and they pull over to the left lane there. And
Yeah.
she got so mad.
And it didn't come anywhere
And she
near
called
him.
me.
I just
I threw my Pop-Tart at this lady. I'm like, you what?
Well, I'm gonna send this video over to Connections in a couple hours, so you guys can probably find it later on tonight or in the
Okay.
morning. And it's a real video where I'm driving, and some guy gets so mad at me because I wouldn't let him in my lane,
Mhm.
and he gets so mad at me that I have his video, and he's going F you. And then I point the camera to my face, and I'm just like.
Look, with anger, even though you've been wronged, okay, you're gonna end up feeling guilty. We know that. Ashamed, even horrified sometimes by how you react to the situation. And that's a regret. Peace of mind doesn't like that. I don't get peace of mind when I feel that way. But I also realize that sometimes when I do feel enraged, that is not against somebody else, it's at me. I feel mad with me. And that's a double painful blow of anger and self-disgust.
One of the things I always talk to my clients about when I talk about anger and issues like that, if you let somebody get you that upset, you're giving over that much control of yourself to them.
Mm-hmm. You give
So
them
do you really
power.
want to do that? Yeah, you're empowering them to get you that way.
Hell no, I don't want to do that.
See, so that makes you angry
And as I was saying before,
in a good way.
the first half of my life, basically, I was seething silently, like you. ever resentful and angry and just mad, and I would explode every once in a while into some sort of rage and then get all upset, be consumed by shame and embarrassment for losing control and screaming things I would take back. And it's terrible. And when you live that way, your nerves, you feel like you are constantly on fire, fried with voltage. And it was a really hard way to be. And finally, I decided I had to let those emotions out. I mean, my childhood was taken for other reasons, but those emotions were stealing my young adulthood as well. And finally, I said, man, I gotta let it out. I can't, because I was basically had no emotion at that point. I didn't hate, I didn't love, I didn't feel, I didn't want to let anybody in. And I was unhappy. It was horrible. I hated that.
Yeah, mine was self-loathing. I just was very frustrated with myself. I was a perfectionist, and if things didn't go right, and taking me back to tennis, and this is how bad I was for a while. I have a scar right here on the bridge of my nose, and that's from hitting myself with the tennis racket.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't mean to hurt myself, but it was kind of like I just had that rage because my 69-year-old dad's whooping my ass.
Right.
And it's like, and my dad was an S talker too, so he'd rub it in, the salt in the wound. So boom, I just hit the racket on my head, thinking that it was the springy part.
I've actually apologized to fans because I was so angry at myself for my performance. I thought it was just awful.
But see, them, they didn't think that. They don't. You're going to be your worst enemy. You're your hardest judge like that too.
Yeah.
Now, see, with me, I had to let go of all that anger because I was harming myself, not physically, but
It's harmful.
Anger was ruining everything. I mean, it was like some sort of weird rationale.
Well, it's like Leslie was saying earlier, it causes you to make terrible decisions.
Oh God, yeah. But everything I did was wrapped in pain and sadness. And the anger, and I'll tell you honestly, I knew where it came from. It came out of not having control over events in my young life. People dying, resentment grew out of a sense of loss. And I got bitter and I had separation anxiety. And then I didn't want to get close to anybody because they were going to die. So I started hating myself for having those feelings. And it's a really bad thing. You got to let it go. Like what you're saying, let go. First thing to do is recognize that people say things and do things out of jealousy. Okay? Also, things happen and there are no reasons sometimes.
Yeah, you know what I find that helps is aromatherapy. It's like when I smell marijuana.
Weed.
Yeah.
I knew it was
Yeah,
coming.
feels
Well, let's continue on that vein.
Sure, Dr. Cat.
Let's continue on that,
Okay.
because what you're talking about is either suppressed or repressed anger,
Mhm.
right? And
I was both.
those come with triggers.
Mhm.
You see, and that's the dangerous part about this, because as a child, when you put something away like that, you may not realize that you're doing it. Your brain might have done it for yourself, or your unconscious mind did it to suppress it until you're ready to accept it. But then all of a sudden, you're walking down the street and you see a funeral procession go by. Like you said, you got upset because you couldn't control people dying. And next thing you know, you're angry and you're crying. You're full of emotions and you don't know why.
Right. Because they didn't grieve
The
properly.
problem is that there are so many triggers out there that we really can't identify all the triggers. But what's important is to understand how to handle it when it does come up.
Yeah.
So when you're
that's
dealing
true.
with suppressed or repressed angers,
Good.
understanding the best way to discharge it when it comes up, whenever and wherever it comes up. So
Right.
shortcut the procedure.
Yeah, because you've often looked at me and go, what's the matter? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But then there's something.
No, something's not right.
But you have to have some kind of tools that you can use.
Right,
to-
okay,
to
well, let's do
discharge it.
this until we figure out what
Right.
it is.
And one of the best things to do is a simple breathing exercise where you inhale to a count of 4 through your mouth, hold it for a count of 7, and then exhale through your nose to a count of 8. You make sure your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. That automatically reverses the fight or flight and the emotional issues. You do that 4 times, and by the time you're done, that feeling, whatever it is, has passed.
Wow, where were you? Because holy cow, I mean, that's when I started learning a few years ago, just I had to let things go.
You
Because
probably
of
have
that.
3 less children now if he had been around back in the day.
Exactly, man, where you been?
She really needed some help.
Yeah, like Lizzie said, and everyone had the audience, our interactive family, all of you, we've all had our fair share of caca. Okay, and it's formed and made us who we are. And I would not change anything that's happened in my past even though in retrospect, when you look back sometimes, you know, you think, man, would it be better if this had happened or that? But guess what? You can't change it. Okay, so why bother looking? Hindsight's 20/20, and it's also a futile investment of your
Move it
time.
on
Yes.
forward.
So when you feel a rage coming, sometimes silence is the best answer. I know that sounds weird, but when I speak up, nothing comes out that's important when I'm mad. Nothing
No.
comes out that's real.
I make no sense.
Well, and it's true because you downshift from your neocortex, the thinking part of your brain, the frontal lobe area,
Mhm.
into what's called the limbic system of your brain, which is the emotional seat of your brain.
Okay.
Okay, so you're shortcutting the procedure where the neocortex, the frontal lobe, acts as a filter,
Mhm.
right? And you're responding in pure emotion, and you can't have an original thought. That's why the things that you say when you're angry are sort of like what you say when you're drunk, because you had to have rehearsed it over and over again to have it be able to come out.
But the inhibitions have been lowered in a sense.
Exactly.
Okay, got you. All right.
So that's why you say things that are hurtful, but it could be from 30 years ago where you
Yeah,
had that
sure.
exact thought and said that to somebody.
Sure. I think one of the things you need to do with letting go of anger is to just take a second and look what you've become. All right. See where you are. See how letting go is going to allow you to be true to yourself, maybe, and finally have some peace. You know. Also, understand that the only person you're hurting with anger is yourself. To hold on to it is like taking a poison and then waiting for everyone else to die around you.
What I think, what I learned too is taking responsibility for your anger. I mean, it's hard to do
Sure.
sometimes, you know, it's hard to blame yourself, but I mean, someone can influence your anger response, but you control it, you know, so you can kind of decide on what you're going to feel about this. Like you say, you can't change the past. You can't even change what other people are going to think or do to you,
Mhm.
but you can control what you think and how you deal with it.
Exactly. Joe Boyd says, great exercise, Dr. Ken. Thank you. I do that one with my son when he's angry.
Oh, yeah.
He has to breathe 10 large breaths, though, so he can
Yeah, it's
calm
something to it.
down and not be upset anymore.
If you're going to have to do 10 breaths like that, it's better if you break it up 4 and 4. And I'd like to add this caveat to it. Have him do the first one with his eyes open, and then do the next set of 4 with his eyes closed, visualizing a place where he's really comfortable.
I just hold my son's breath. I guess I got to try something new.
Yeah, like it.
We put your hand over his mouth and nose.
With
That
a
doesn't-
pillow? No.
that causes a little bit more stress. Yeah.
Lacey
Holding his
said,
nose is not
one
good.
last one here. Lacey is saying on our Facebook Live feed that she agrees with our answer. She has a prosthetic eye and has fun. She makes up stories about how she got it, but she learns not to dwell on what actually happened because that was just
Yeah, I do the same thing with my hand, Lacey.
Mhm. Very nice.
Yeah.
We have our Artist of the Week coming up next. Should be fun.
Yeah.
One
That is
last embrace.
One last embrace.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that for you. A little news thing as well. Dr. Ken, Lizzie, Linda,
And I
Star Pete, and myself. We call this Connections.
want to thank Rebecca for that repressed trigger. Yeah, the
Good one.
poke there. That was nice.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. It's Connections.
Yeah, that's one of the things where you have anger from years ago that can just pop up no matter where.
My biggest thing is that if I get more mad at myself if I go to start to cry.
Oh, the frustration.
I get
starts
pissed where I
kicking
get to start punching holes in walls and punch people in the throat because I don't want to cry and I don't feel like I have a right to cry. So I don't know what that is, but like I will stomp my foot.
Why do you need a right to cry?
Nah, give yourself permission to cry.
Mm-hmm.
You need a right to cry.
Yeah,
for it.
because girls are
In my eyes, you're a pussy.
girls are taught to.
Or at
that
least
we're-
I consider myself a pussy
We're-
if I break down
We're
and cry.
put down for crying, just like guys are. Believe it or not.
Stop it, you guys.
Hey, Joe, I got your question right. You give me credit. I got your question.
Yeah.
Right now, he's going, I got more.
I know, right?
Challenging.
No, I had to learn to let a lot of my anger go this about 3 years ago because I watched how I would go to explode and then the thoughts that would go through my mind in the process. And I could actually see myself doing some of the stuff that would hit me, you know, in my brain.
Where's that,
And I
where's
just
that,
said,
where's
it's
that psycho?
pretty much. I mean, it was scary. It really was. And so I just clicked over. and said, okay, I can't do this no more.
No, you got it.
40 years I did it. And so on December 1st of my 40th birthday. I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. I gotta let it go.
Lacey works on T-shirts, and she says sometimes I'm working on a shirt for a customer, and I get so angry and I can't get something right, and I just start crying.
That's how I am with any art projects. Any art project, I'm like, my son has to do some kind of diorama or something. Like, no.
Oh, that happens to me with
You do it
Christmas-
yourself, it'll
Christmas
be
lights.
better.
Yeah, I've learned with art projects. If I find myself pushing on the creative side, I just gotta walk away. I'm like, hey, I have to walk away.
Mm.
Do you do that? Like,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're just pushing, and it's not, and you just gotta go. Okay, give myself an
I
hour.
have full
Yeah.
songs that are completely finished, mixed, and ready to go, and I'm like, that sucks. That's awful. Why did you do that?
You know, I find that I'll let myself cry when I consider it an appropriate situation.
Death.
Like I'm usually like the one that is asked to go up and talk, during the ceremony.
Oh,
So I can let it go there, or somewhere else. When I'm talking about
So you want to draw, let him up?
pulled out of the crowd or something like
I
that. It sets the
feel
performer in,
Yeah, I know where you're at. I knew where you're going already. I'm like, okay, I can turn it down, bitch. Hey Frank, thanks for giving us song lyrics tonight. I don't know why you're sharing it with us, but what the hell? It was a good song though. I like it.
Which one's that here?
No. Hey, goodbye.
That's when they played at hockey games all the time.
Steam. That's the name of the band.
Yeah.
I really enjoy going to hockey games.
Yeah.
I didn't start going until I was like
I love hockey.
30 something. I was up in Nashville, and they working at Gibson. They had
You're breaking over there.
and when nobody was using them, they just give them to the
Well, no, my
individuals
laptop's
and
just gonna
direct
die, so I'm
school
like, eh, fuck it.
So we would go and,
I already told everybody
So
goodbye
much
on
fun.
Facebook anyway.
I didn't know the rules when I started.
Alright, there we go, guys. You ready to do whatever?
You leave now and you're gonna get an
Time now for our sexy artist of the week. On Connections.
See, he's not as white man vanilla
dancing.
as you said he was. I don't know what you're talking
I
I like your
It's
dance.
scary that
Your
way.
dance, Melissa, that was great.
It's in the moose.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it's in.
That's your V8s for my dancing.
Yeah, I was voting. I keep on tonight. Now, one last embrace. Really, one last embrace. They're our artists of the week, courtesy of the Queen of the Scene, and they are. Where are they from?
They're from South Florida.
South Florida. I got a lot of dates down there. You can find them on Facebook, really.
Hialeah, is that?
Hi, Aaliyah. You're
Hi,
such a butthead. One last embrace. Really?
Hi, Aaliyah.
It's down there, not my Miami, or your Miami, I'm not sure.
Oh.
It's not Miami. But they're post-hardcore electro pop. That's it. Post. Yeah, they do some pretty good stuff. They got some stuff coming up. They're getting asked to be on all kinds of bands. Check out growthescene.com for more info on them as well. They got a gig with Felicity, Dear Future Self, and One Last Embrace is going to be playing on the 23rd in Stewart.
Yes, October 7th, they'll be in Sanford, a little bit closer to the studio here
Mm.
at the West End.
Oh, I like the West End Trading Post. That's it. Okay, so we have a song to play from them. This one is called Serenity. One Last Embrace. Our Arts of the Week. Okay.
So I'm
It's a little different than the original stuff that we've heard before.
Yes,
I
yes.
keep waiting for it to go, you know, but it's not, and it's actually really nice. One last embrace, that one is Serenity, I almost said serendipity.
I thought,
Serendipity.
yeah, that's
That's
exactly
what
what
you're
you're saying.
Yeah, they're definitely showing their range
Yeah,
of music genres. there.
again, I was very surprised. So they are doing really well. They've been checking themselves out on our show and hanging
Angelina
out.
Lopez,
Bird, dear
we love
mama.
the drummer,
Yeah, she is
Scott.
Oh, what? She's hot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Came out twice. Yeah. Okay, so look at me. It's time for the news thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
Any
Yeah.
Florida? No.
You know there's always got.
That was my favorite part about being in New England as I introduced myself. I'm like from Florida.
Florida.
And you're like, what, duh?
Florida. Yeah, we do this every night. By the way, if you find stories out there, really weird stuff that you know actually happened and isn't made up on some weird fake news website, you can always send it to me at mfoxx@connectionshow.com. Right now, it really stinks in New Jersey, and they understand.
Well, it is the armpit of the United States. isn't
They
it?
get it, yeah.
Yeah.
They understand. It stinks. They don't know why, but it basically smells like a gigantic fart all along the coast of Long Beach and Huntington Beach. It's a pungent sulfuric smell.
That's because I was there last week.
It started to be a frequent thing like last fall, and they still haven't figured out where it's coming from, and that's not a good sign.
So
No.
the Anna winds need to
Mm,
start blowing.
yeah, well, it's totally like, yeah. So, but New Jersey gets it. They're like, I don't know what's going on in California, but we understand because our town frequently smells like farts.
Yeah.
And the government, I guess over there, doesn't understand it. How would they try to figure it out? Because moving is not always an option. When
No.
You, yeah. You know, you said those towns you drive through in Georgia where they slaughter the
Paper
chicken
mills?
and the paper
Oh,
mills.
God,
and
yeah.
You
Oh,
just,
that's the worst smell.
you just
I
want
think
to
it is.
die.
We can smell the mushroom farm over there in Zelwood near our house.
My great grandmother's house was in a city with a paper mill.
Oh.
I'd have to,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'd have to walk
You'd
out
be
of that town.
surprised, but it actually stinks.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
It's so bad.
Now, we remember the guy on ESPN, the Robert Lee, that they. I still don't understand, but Hollywood, Florida, has streets named after Robert E. Lee, John Bell Hood,
yeah.
Nathan Bedford Forrest,
Stonewall Jackson.
or don't. I trust you don't have to Google who they were to figure out why some of those protests have risen now demanding street names be changed. Yeah, I guess honoring someone like Forrest, although Forrest Gump was named after this guy. He was a Confederate commander with the first Grand Wiz of the Klan, you know. Maybe it should be a cause for a name change. I don't think so. I could care less. As long as they know where the street is. And I hate when they change the names of streets.
I guess if you put
Yeah.
it in this perception, like if they had Black Panthers and were naming streets for Black Panthers, would that upset you? And if not, then we're good.
But
Right?
was it historically done?
It's
though?
That's
There's
not
a
a good,
difference.
that's not a good analogy.
Black Panthers
That's not
are
a good-
historical.
But no, that they already have. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it?
See, because the Civil War wasn't just fought over slavery, that was an add-on actually to get North to buy into it.
Right.
It was fought over a lot more than that.
Oh,
So
right,
it's just, people are just distorting history so much, it's ridiculous.
Well, we've been
really.
doing it for a long, long time, and now it's just getting even
Well,
worse.
they just got rid of Columbus Day in Los Angeles.
Why?
Wow.
I mean, he didn't discover
Well,
us,
Well,
but
it's Indigenous People Day now, because of how,
Shut
violent he was. And it's like, he didn't even come to the United States of America, he hit the Americas, he was in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
come on,
come
you know,
on.
you never
hey, shocker, the truth.
Dr. Ken, always a pleasure having you in, man. Thank you. Have a
Pleasure to
great
be here,
night.
thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, Lizzie.
Hashtag Lizzie said what?
See you tomorrow. Linda Nunez, always a pleasure.
As well.
Oh, that was great. Cornstar Pete.
Take down all the statues.
That's it. I'm Melissa Fox. Thanks for listening to
The statues
Connections.
in,
Love
but-
it.
I think that was all about.
Bullshit. It really is. You know,
I know. the
because
whole
if
thing.
you ignore history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Later.
welcome.
Thank you very
Love
much.
you.
Appreciate that, though.
Later on. Later on.